Check one. Check two.
Welcome everybody to the program. Welcome to the dark side.
Welcome everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Trigger alert, trigger alert, trigger alert. Oh my God, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, is he an animal? Is he the male ego id? Is he the white man, the white male who's out there in Romania raping women and trafficking, sex trafficking those women? Are they all such? Are the victims even exist? Well, Marcus County reporting. Good morning, everybody. Turns out, looking like it does look like, and this report is views so far, that Andrew Tate is innocent. Whatever that means. Innocent meaning that the allegations against the man, right? The allegations against Andrew Tate and his brother are rather simple. The accusation is that they raped and trafficked 6 women. Now, all the other stuff that you're seeing on social media, he's a misogynist. He's buying sex. He's throwing money around. He's driving Ferraris. Okay, yeah. So what? The crime that Andrew Tate is being held on in Romania is rape and sex trafficking. And that's what we're going to look at today. Is a man that is, well, this is who Andrew Tate is. This is Andrew Tate. You want to know Andrew Tate is this? Hey, watch. Andrew Tate.
Hey girls, I'm Andrew Tate. Come over here and show me your stuff.
Oh, Andrew, I love you. You're so wonderful. I love you.
Come on, girl, get on the crowd and do the dirty nasty with me.
Oh, Andrew, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for the money.
Breaking news, Andrew Tate is a rapist. Andrew Tate is a rapist. Is any of that true? That's how Andrew Tate depicts himself as he's a social media guy who makes a lot of money exploiting, I don't know, the idea of power. He's a powerful young man with a lot of money, and women are just throwing themselves at him. And that's his product. That's what he's selling to millions and millions of people. There is no law being broken there. No law. You could be whoever you want to be, right? Isn't that the freedom of our great nation? So we're going to look at the evidence in this case, and then you'll decide whether Andrew Tate is the animal that he's depicting. And I got to tell you, you want to, at the end of this show, you might want to ask yourself, why Andrew Tate? Why now? Why Andrew Tate? Why now? Who's doing it? Who is instigating and activating this legal argument against Andrew Tate? Well, it looks like it comes right back to the U.S. Embassy in Romania. What do you know? The Americans are doing it, right? Not the Romanians. Romanians are taking a hit for it, but we'll look at this fascinating story about, in my view, free speech, freedom of the press, freedom to be who you want to be, freedom to not be who you want to be, and or be somebody you're not, right? And make a lot of money doing it, right? And nobody knows me, for example, right? As a reporter, I'm here. You look at me and you say, "Oh, this guy, he's like the one-tooth prophet or something." And he's who the fuck is this guy? He's probably a right winger. He's probably a leftist in disguise. And you paint your picture on him, and then one day, if you're of the opinion that this guy's bad, then any news that comes down the pipe will support your view of him being bad without looking at the evidence in the case, because somebody above him doesn't like him. That's the moral of the story with Andrew Tate. Somebody in politics somewhere doesn't like this guy and his brother, and they came down on him with the hammer in Romania. So far the evidence supports that. So thank you everybody for joining me. Marcus Conte reporting. Zoot Cooter in the house. Jim Gerard is here. In the house. Casafilly Camden, my brother from Philadelphia. How you doing? Timothy Mansker, hello from California. Weevil girl in the house. And everybody else who's lurking, Champs, I see you in there. Champs is in the house. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And this is my thumbnail. There he is, Andrew Tate, surrounded by police, handcuffs, his brother in tow. He is the sex trafficker, the rapist. He's a rapist, they're saying. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got a website. My name is Marcus Conte. Every morning at 9 a.m., we're live somewhere, somehow. While free speech is still somewhat alive, right now we're on YouTube. YouTube One. We love YouTube. We love Google, the home of the stock that always goes up. GOOG, Google. And if we're not here, we're somewhere else. We'll just every morning at 9 a.m. join me on my Marcus Conte page. Click the link and you'll come right into the live link right now. Again, we're on YouTube. Have a PayPal and Patreon link if you'd like to contribute to this work. If you'd like to advance this I don't know, notion of calling it as you see it and being innocent until proven guilty, shit like that, then consider making a contribution to the program, and we'll continue the work. So let's look. Start here. The Virginia teacher Abby Zwerner was shot by 6-year-old as she tried to confiscate the gun. A couple of new details on the 6-year-old child that we talked about yesterday, who shot a hole in his teacher's arm. First grade teacher in Virginia who was shot by her 6-year-old student was about to confiscate the gun when the child pulled the trigger. She was going to confiscate it. So that's new. That's breaking news. The kid pulled out the gun, and then the teacher lunges for the gun, and then the kid shot her. So I don't know. Arguably, did the kid defend himself? I don't know. He's pointing a gun at a teacher. I don't know the details, but that is I don't know the motive. That's just a new detail in this bizarre story of a 6-year-old child shooting a teacher. It does look, there's the victim, the teacher. It does look like that the parents, however that kid got the gun, wherever the gun came from, whoever was responsible for allowing access to that gun to a 6-year-old is probably facing, it looks like, misdemeanor charges, not murder or anything like that. The adult who let the gun land in the hand of a 6-year-old faces misdemeanor charges if the pistol came from a home where the child lives, because under state law, guns must be secured from kids under 14. The other fascinating part of this is that there is no way, according to legal experts, that a 6-year-old child could possibly be tried for murder under the current law. There's something about anyone under 7 years old is not mentally competent enough to plan a crime like murder or even shooting someone. It just happens because there's a gun, and then there's the kid, and maybe he saw a movie where you pull the trigger. So the idea of trying a 6-year-old is ridiculous. I don't know. We may see precedents here where a 6-year-old is convicted of murder or convicted of attempted murder, shooting at the teacher. So that's all we really know. The woman tried to grab at the gun. So let's talk about Andrew Tate. Fascinating story. Andrew Tate, the millionaire man who exploits women allegedly in his social media kingdom. where he charges $49.95 a month for young men to come and learn how to be just like Andrew and his brother, rich and powerful, and have lots of women flocking to them. That Andrew Tate, right? So here he is, him and his brother. They're due in Romanian court to appeal detention. So they're there. I had stated earlier that I wasn't sure if they were being held in jail, but they are. And today, the divisive social media personality Andrew Tate is expected at a court in Romania on Tuesday, that's today, to appeal against the judge's earlier decision to extend his arrest period from 24 hours to 30 days on charges of being part of a organized crime group and a human trafficking and rape. Now, again, the evidence in the case doesn't support really any of this. In fact, two of the victims, two of the 6 victims that were allegedly raped and coerced and trafficked are now on social media saying, we were never victims of anything. So 2 of the 6 are already saying, we don't know what you're talking about. We already told investigators that we were not victims of anything. But the media and the prosecution is saying that they have 6 victims of sex trafficking, criminal conspiracy, and rape. All right? So that's right there. We'll look at that part of it. So let's start there. So the sex trafficking case against Andrew Tate is basically built on lies, according to 2 women who say they've been treated as accusers despite repeatedly stating that they are not victims. They are not victims, the alleged victims say. So who's saying that they're victims? If the victims are not saying they're victims, who is calling them a victim? Right? The prosecutors are calling them a victim. And in Romania right now, who initiated this investigation? The American embassy, it turns out. It turns out that the U.S. embassy in Bucharest reported the incident based on the testimony of some psychotherapist that they're calling an expert who has not come forward and shown any, has not testified at all. What makes some therapist in Romania, an expert, first of all, and because of that testimony, the U.S. embassy gets a arrest warrant for rape. Come on, man. If a woman was raped, she doesn't go to the therapist. She goes to the police. I was raped. I went to the police. Here's the bloody evidence, right? Here's the evidence. Swab me and you'll find out. So it's circumstantial at best. So it looks like the story is starting to fall apart. The official Twitter handle of the still jailed influencer was among those sharing an interview of 2 women listed as victims of what Romanian investigators have called a violent, organized gang. This is very unfair, says the alleged victim. They don't deserve it, said one woman, neither of whom was named in the clip he shared, but who described both as social media influencers. And that's what they are. Andrew Tate is a social media influence. Come on, man. Send me $49.95 a month, and you'll be big time too. You'll be just like me. I'm you, and you're me. It's a great sales pitch. It's a great way to, make a lot of money if that's what you're interested. So let's listen to the evidence. Here we go. This is 2 of the alleged victims in Tate case come out and say they are like family with the Tates, and that the Romanian police are lying on their behalf. Pow! Story goes up in smoke. The story goes up in smoke. All right, and keep in mind who's after Andrew Tate. We'll get to it. Who is conspiring to get Andrew Tate? Let's listen to the women in their own words. The women who are in the criminal conspiracy papers filed by judges are saying we are not victims. The paperwork says we're victims, but we're not victims. Let's hear them out.
I will also like to say a thing. I think it's pretty embarrassing that 9 months after the first raid in April last year, we gave our statement in which clearly we said we weren't the victims. It wasn't until a couple of days ago, I think. Yeah, a couple of days ago that we found out about the whole situation. So I'm pretty annoyed and upset, and I don't understand why this is happening.
Okay, just a second, because I have to...
I don't understand why this is happening, says the Romanian woman. I don't understand why this is happening. The alleged victim is saying that. Not that Andrew Tate raped her. I don't understand why Andrew Tate is being arrested for raping me. I am no victim.
To speak in my language for all the people. Please tell me about your connection between Beatrice and between Tate brothers.
Between Beatrice and the Tate brothers, well, me and Beatrice have been living together now.
Kenzoro in the chat makes a great point. Imagine if pornographers that run the Hollywood casting couches were held to this scrutiny. You're damn right. You're damn right. What a woman, a 18-year-old, 19, 21-year-old woman is attracted to, comes to this interview for porn, right? She sits down on the couch, and maybe the pornographers paid for her plane ticket. And there she is on the couch, and they lead her into pornography. Is that, that's how pornography works. You find women who want to do this, and then they do it, and you pay them for it. That's not sex trafficking. That is opportunism. That is a legal way to make money, whether you like it or not. Right? Why is the woman getting on the plane to do pornography? Because she wants something. She wants the money. She wants she wants all the men to see her naked having sex. She wants something, or she wouldn't be there. God damn it. She wants to be part of it. So good point. Thank you.
Now for around 2 years, and I got to meet Beatrice, Andrew, and Tristan through some other friends of mine. We have had common friends, and we met. And
we had common friends. We have common friends. That's how we met Andrew. Friends are in common. They have. Andrew Tate allegedly, it looks like, has a posse of like 300 people in Romania. He's always surrounded by, sexy women. He's not married. Neither is his brother. They both have kids, and there's in that circle, there's nobody saying that Andrew Tate raped or trafficked anybody, right? Nobody, and not even the women who are being accused, or the women, the actual victims, are saying that we weren't victims. So it's a huge red flag so far. Huge red flag.
And till the end, we ended up being like family. So
are you working for Tristan?
We're a family. There's a lot of edits in this video. So what did they cut out of the interview? You'd like to know, but well, listen anyway. We're not victims.
Tate and
No.
Andrew Tate.
I've never worked for them or with them. We're just very, very close, and we have... I am working on TikTok and Instagram. I'm working as an influencer. So, yeah.
Okay, I understand. So your opinion and also the Beatrice's opinion is that the brother states are very honest and they don't do
I honestly think
bad
that
things.
justice should be made because this is very unfair. They don't deserve it. Those are just made up stories that go around the internet. If you don't have, I don't understand. We've been, the prosecutors said we're victims in this case, when we obviously declared we are not the victims. And that happened in April of last year.
The prosecutors in this case are declaring that we are victims when we are not victims, and this happened back in April. What the hell is going on? Right? What the hell? What kind of perversion of justice are we looking at here, according to the alleged victims?
Right? So
Right.
this case is basically built on lies, in my opinion. How can I trust the Romanian authorities? How can I trust their words in Romania now that I live here, right? I chose to live here, and I've been wanting to live in.
Wow,
Right.
holy shit, holy smokes, that's some good evidence. So the sex trafficking case against Andrew Tate, as the two alleged victims say, is basically built on lies, according to two women who say they're being treated as accusers despite repeatedly stating they are not victims. The official Twitter handle of the still jailed influencer, Andrew Tate, was among those sharing an interview of two of the women listed as victims. This is unfair. We heard it in their own words. I don't understand. We heard it in their own words. So this case is basically built on lies, says the accuser. And there he is. That's the image. There it is. Andrew Tate is a criminal. See it? He's white. He's rich. He wears leather jackets and drives a Ferrari. He's got a lot of money. Get him. In the shared clip, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to not be prosecuted for your opinion. Your opinions. This is a travesty so far. If it turns out, and as you see, we're not done yet. We're gonna continue to go through the evidence in the case. It's a travesty, really. Brought together through mutual friends. We ended up being like family. You heard her say it. I've never worked for them or with them. We're just very, very close, she said. All right. She maintained that she has constantly made clear that she does not view herself as a victim throughout the investigation, which started in April last year after a 22-year-old American woman said she'd been held against her will and raped. So there's only one allegation of rape, and we're going to talk about that and how that allegation is written into the legal documents and doesn't seem to be substantiated. We'll look at that in a second. I think it's pretty embarrassing that 9 months after the first raid in April last year, we gave our statements in which clearly we said we weren't the victims, that they are being used against the brothers, she said. I'm pretty annoyed and upset, and I don't understand why this is happening. And we watched the clip. So here's where it gets even more bizarre and unbelievable, is in the testimony of the lawyer. All right. So the lawyers, let me keep reading and I'll go. In a separate interview, his attorney, his name is Egan Vidinik. Egan Vidinik also appeared to reference the two women when asked about the 6 complainants. Right? So you have in a legal argument, in a legal criminal prosecution, you don't look at social media. Oh, he said this and he said that, and look at him. He looks like a rapist. He looks like he's a muscle guy and he's a kickboxer and he hates fucking women. It's got to be true. No, it doesn't have to be true. You're getting duped. You're getting duped. Some of you believe that Donald Trump had $10 billion in the bank. And on further investigation, he didn't have $10 billion in the bank, right? You believe it. You believe what you want to believe, right? Nancy Pelosi is an honest politician. Right? You believe what you want to believe. But the evidence generally points the other way. He said that several statements in the case were from people presented as victims who did not have the status of injured parties or having ever filed complaints. Unbelievable, right? So his lawyer does a great job. He's speaking in Romanian with American subtitles. It's 30 minutes. Not going to play the whole thing, but we'll play a little clip of it. In his interview, the attorney said has said this. I'll tell you what he said. 2 of the 6 victims say nothing happened. Right? That's what the attorney is saying. Lawyer confirms rape allegation was made through third-party expert therapist of one of the women. So the government of Romania gets an arrest warrant for Andrew Tate based on testimony of a woman in a therapist's office somewhere in Romania. And then the therapist goes to the U.S. Embassy to protect the American citizen, and America comes in and pushes the whole story on Romania. So the idea that Romania is doing something wrong is not really true. It's who's fabricating the bullshit so far against Andrew Tate. It appears to be the American embassy in Romania. And who's that? Who controls the embassies? It's FBI, it's CIA. Again, always. It's government. It's our government doing it. They don't like this guy. Look at him. He's making too much money. He's making us look bad. He's smoking fat cigars, and he's too young and he's too white. They don't like him. They don't like him. So now, in the case of Tate brothers, I don't know what their intentions. What other facts can we find out? So lawyers only had. This is crazy too. So he gets arrested. Tate and his brother are arrested, and the attorneys are not allowed to look at the accusations against him. They had 45 minutes to look at 100 pages of accusations. 45 minutes to make a defense without looking at anything. Speed reading 100 pages. Right? U.S. Embassy in Bucharest is the reporter of the incident, according to the lawyer. No evidence of trafficking or organized crime has been found. The trafficking, if you can imagine, you know what they're referring to as trafficking? It's the same situation as the pornographers that I just made. Andrew Tate allegedly he made contact with somebody in America, some woman, and they had a kind of an online, I don't know, intrigue or something. She's a beautiful woman. She wants to meet Andrew. Andrew sends her some money and flies her into Romania. That's trafficking? Trafficking? Sending a consenting adult money to get on a plane? No, that's generosity, you jackass. He's making her part of his very intimate circle. Why? Because the woman wants to be part of the intimate circle, it appears. Again, according to the lawyers. So now in the case of the Tate brothers, I don't know what their intention was on social media to promote themselves. Well, we know their intention on social media to promote themselves is to make a lot of money. Right? They charge $49 a month to be part of their club, and who could frown on that? Right? You could buy Starbucks. You get a month worth of Starbucks. You don't even get a month worth of Starbucks for $49.95. You get like a half a cup of coffee for that price. And you're telling me that young men who want to be part of this are getting ripped off? They're not getting ripped off. Not getting ripped off at all. They're going to try to take away this guy's property too, based on the sex trafficking charge. Any monies accumulated under these circumstances is, they take it back. You make $1 million and we accuse you of sex trafficking, we take back the $1 million because you're a sex trafficker. You made your money on the back of the sex. But I'm left wondering, let's see what else. He and his brother are due back in court on Tuesday. We know that. That's today. Tate, meanwhile, suggests his arrest was merely a sign of his greatness. This is the one mistake I would say that the Tate brothers, if the attorneys see this, and Tate sees this, or his people see it, stop accusing the Romanian government of misappropriation and mishandling. They're not doing that. They're being pushed by the U.S. Embassy there to do it. So they're following the letter of the law. Apparently, the U.S. government manufactured this evidence, quote evidence, and presented it in Romania. So we know now that the evidence is inaccurate. 6 victims, but 2 of them are saying we've never been victims. One of them was raped, but we don't know how, because because she never said anything. Some therapist said it. Right, and he's surrounded by 300 happy, loving people in Romania with children, and there's no accusations whatsoever of this guy being the animal they say he is. But to him, it seems every generation's great revolutionaries suffer from unfair imprisonment. Tate said on his Twitter page. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. So he's out there saying it's all a scam and a ripoff. What else do we know? We saw the women. And here's the lawyer. Let's watch a little bit of the lawyer. Maybe why not? This fucking lawyer.
Dumneavoastră urmează să comparați în fața instanței pentru a-i apăra pe clienții dumneavoastră, pe frații Tate, pe data de 10 ianuarie. Până acum, până la acest moment, ați avut acces la dosar pentru a vă formula apărarea?
Stimată doamna Angelescu, din păcate nu. Țin să precizez că fraților Tate li s-a schimbat calitatea din martori în suspecți și din suspecți în inculpați în seara zilei de 29 decembrie 2022.
Unfortunately, you got to read it unless you understand Romanian. Just read it.
Dată până la care aceștia au avut calitatea de martori, astfel încât nu ar fi avut posibilitatea să studieze dosarul de urmărire penală. Au fost reținuți cu prilejul aducerii la cunoștință a calității de inculpat.
So a detention order was issued
și a emiterii ordonanței de reținere de către procurorul DICOT, pentru ca în ziua de 30 decembrie, orele 14, să fie stabilită data să fie stabilit termenul pentru punerea în discuție a propunerii de emitere a unui mandat de arestare preventivă pentru o perioadă de 30 de zile.
They had 45 minutes to review the file. This is out of the lawyer's mouth. This is not out of Conti's mouth. 45 minutes to review 100 pages of accusations against his client.
Iar noi am avut posibilitatea ca apărători
That's obviously not enough.
Să studiem dosarul de urmărire penală preț de 45 de minute înainte de începerea ședinței, dată sau moment la care am luat cunoștință și despre conținutul propunerii referatului cu propunerea de arestare preventivă.
100 pages long. The proposal for a preventative arrest, which was over 100 pages long,
care avea peste 100 de pagini.
There's a lot to this. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Obviously, it's 37 minutes, but I gave you the gist of it. All right? The three accusations are: there are 6 victims, victim of rape, sex trafficking, and a criminal conspiracy, criminal organized crime organization in Romania. There's no evidence of any of that. He has a posse of a bunch of friends. You can't call that a criminal organization. You have a woman who was allegedly raped. We don't know who she is, where she is. Apparently she's not even in Romania anymore. Right? Sex trafficking. He sent the woman a couple of dollars to get to Romania so that she could get the hell out of this, banana republic and go live in Romania like Tate and his brother did. Right? She comes to Romania and it doesn't work out for her. and she goes to a therapist, which indicates she's fucking crazy, sort of, or having some psychological problems. Why would you be at a therapist's office if you weren't trying to, fix your psychological problem, right? She's on the bed of, but she never went to the police. There's no criminal police reporting of any criminal event like rape. It's all theory. It's all a wonderful idea so far, unless you get that one. But look, if I imagine this for a second. I'm the prosecutor, right? I'm prosecuting this case, and I go to court and I tell the court I have 6 victims of rape, criminal conspiracy, and sex trafficking, right? I'm the prosecutor saying that, and then 2 of those 6 women come out on fucking Twitter and say we're not victims. What are you talking about? We told them months ago that we're not victims. Why are they calling us victims? It's very dishonest. You see how the case falls apart? How the fuck did they miss that? How did an honest prosecution team miss that? Well, they didn't miss it. They're taking the shit that the American embassy is handing them. Can anybody say Julian Assange wrongly prosecuted? It smells like that so far, right? Based on the evidence. Let's listen a little more of this.
Primele percheziții au avut loc, din câte știu, în aprilie 2022, când atunci au fost ridicate, cu ocazia percheziției, mai multe calculatoare, laptopuri, aparatură, tot ce s-a găsit acolo. Bun. În această perioadă, cât ei au avut calitatea de martor, spuneți, până în 20...
It would take us 10 lifetimes to understand this language, but thank God somebody did the subtitles very accurately.
Și 9 a 12 a 2022. Aceste bunuri le-au fost înapoiate.
O parte, cu prilejul percheziției din 11/4/2022, au fost ridicate mai multe device-uri electronice pentru a face obiectul unor percheziții informatice. De-a lungul acestui...
That is something that opens up the investigation a little more. They've confiscated Andrew Tate and his brother's computer system. Who are they talking to? How are they working? What was going on, right? But there was nothing in the criminal. There's nothing in the record that says that any of that is happening. So it's in legal terms, this is commonly referred to as a fishing expedition. It's you accuse somebody of something vile and you whip up a story about them, a criminal conspiracy about Andrew Tate and his brother to take him down. And you fabricate the evidence by saying you have 6 victims when 2 of them don't even fucking exist. And 1 of them, we don't even know who it is. And the other 3 are, who the hell knows? Nobody knows. Where's the other 3? All right? It's a fishing expedition. Since we don't know who those other 3 are, is government going to continue to fabricate the evidence against Andrew Tate? Keep funneling in fabricated information about Andrew Tate and his brother, and then get the laptop and then point to something and say, aha, that's what he did. Right? That's guilty until proven innocent. That is a classic, unequivocal, legal fishing expedition to take him down. I've studied quite a number of these types of things, and I don't know. That's what it appears so far. Let's continue.
Acestei perioade, și ne referim, perioada de referință o avem 11/4/2022, 29/12/2022, au fost restituite o parte din aceste device-uri electronice, s-au făcut percheziții.
He in the house says parallel construction. Look it up.
Percheziții informatice asupra acestora. O parte nu au fost restituite nici până în prezent.
Era normal.
Din punctul meu de vedere, perioada de timp este destul de lungă.
So the bottom line of this discussion is that in the eyes of the attorney, it looks like the Romanian authorities are not being harsh or overzealous, and certainly didn't start the investigation. The investigation came from home. It came from here, the American embassy in Bucharest, in Romania, initiated the investigation. So you got to look there. You look there and say, well, if they're fabricating this stuff, if they're creating victims that don't exist, what else are they lying about? And the big question is, why? Why do they want Andrew Tate so badly? A little more.
Lungă, destul de mare, ca să nu se fi luat, să nu se fie extras datele din toate sistemele.
So the lawyer's basically telling you that the prosecutors now have enough time to extract data from the computer and spin more of it based on circumstantial, not even circumstantial evidence, but really flawed evidence. Right? It's a fishing expedition.
Informatice și să nu se fi făcut toate perchezițiile informatice o perioadă de 8 luni de zile.
You guys see this amazing truck? My car insurance company was totally ripping me off for it until I found.
I still have commercials running. Weevil Girl says, can we talk about Tate's statements against Balenciaga? I don't know. I don't know what, respectfully, I don't know what that is, the statements against Balenciaga. But they're only statements. They're just his statements. Again, public figure stating a lot of stuff, presenting himself on social media as a super alpha male. Whatever he says is irrelevant. Whatever he says falls into the category of free speech and opinion. Opinion. This is his opinion. There's nothing criminal about that. All right. So even if there is a statement, my love, it doesn't rise to the level of evidence. We have to look at the evidence. What is the evidence in the case?
Bun. Acum, printre acuzațiile care au o gravitate, spun, destul de mare și în fața opiniei publice, este infracțiunea de viol. Din informațiile mele ar fi vorba de viol săvârșit asupra unei persoane de sex.
Red Rebel Next says, when will we know an answer? AU Image says fake attack. So I guess in the chat we're kind of together on this, that it looks like based on the evidence that that he's innocent so far. When will we know? I would say today is a big day. Tuesday today is a big day. Andrew Tate and his brother are going to go in front of a judge in Romania and listen to the accusations in Romanian and be either held in house arrest in Romania, which is no big deal. Andrew Tate will be living in his mansion with an ankle bracelet, no big deal. He'll just order out. Or he's going to be held in a little cell in Romania. So if he's continued to be held in a little cell in Romania, that's bad, because you slowly deteriorate in that situation. You break down. You start to believe the lies. You start to see yourself as the victim. Right? Unless he's a superhuman being, most people in that situation begin to break, a.k.a. Julian Assange. You see it happening. It's a political prosecution. I will do that research on Balanenska. I don't know who that is. I'll look at it. I will look at it.
Feminin din Republica Moldova și ar fi fost una sau două infracțiuni.
Se rețin două acte materiale.
Două acte materiale pentru unul dintre frații Tate.
All right. So I think we've seen enough to confirm thus far that the prosecution Right? The prosecution thus far is fabricating certain details about the alleged crimes. Right? They're whipping up a criminal conspiracy about a gang in Romania. No evidence for that. Sex trafficking. What? He sent the woman a couple of dollars to get to Romania and be part of the family? There's no real, that's not sex trafficking. That's not taking a child and stuffing them in a bag and putting them on a plane and selling them, to some foreign country like many traffickers do. It's very, very subtle. Look, I'll say this too. I'll say this. Women in America, because that's all I can really speak for. Women in America, and I'm sorry, women, if you don't want to hear this. Women in America wanted, in the 1960s, they wanted equal rights and equal treatment under the law, to be treated the same as the man who they perceived was in charge of everything, including their own lives. Fair enough. Fair enough. But once you have equality, and radical blacks, listen to this too. Once you have equality in the eyes of the law, you can't then turn around and say, I was some kind of victim. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. The man misled me because I'm a woman and I have a vagina and he has a penis. You don't get that, right? You can't compete with the man and then expect the man to hold the door open for you when you walk through it. No, you're equal. If the door slams you in the face on your way in, you're equal. The man has no, you follow what I'm saying? Equality is be careful what you wish for. Now you're equal. And you can't turn around and cry, I was misled because I'm a woman. You follow? So anyway, so equal rights. Let's look at the stock market. Something, far more interesting. It's an interesting story. It's a fascinating story. Markets are up. Oh my God, green, stop everything. Grab your money. Let's look at our money. S&P 500 is up at this moment, up 3. All green, looks like, a lot of green. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 47. NASDAQ up 21 at this moment. We were up yesterday a lot, like 2 percentage points on the NASDAQ and the Dow. Apple flat right now. Looks like it's going to turn green as we speak. It just did. It went from down 2 cents to up 2 cents. Amazon up $1. Google, the mighty Google, the Google that gives us YouTube, down 40 cents. Facebook still floundering, up 69 cents today. Microsoft up $3. And how's the military industrial complex? Bitcoin down $13 today to 17,200. Probably will make another run someday again. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Boeing, all mixed. War stocks, military industrial complex stocks down $1.86. The holy vaccine stocks that keep you safe and sound and masked and away from your children and away from your elderlies, because you might get them sick and they may die because of you. The proponents of the vaccine, Moderna, Johnson, Pfizer mixed. Pfizer down 15 cents, Johnson & Johnson down 14 cents, Moderna up $3 a share. All right, always look to the market. What does the market think? And Bed Bath & Beyond, you heard, is going out of business. Bed Bath & Beyond is over, bankrupt. See you later. So thank you all for sharing. I will definitely read the comments again. But I got to tell you, on face value, it looks like Andrew Tate is innocent. That's what it looks like. Thank you for joining me, man. Mark Scante reporting. Play. Peace, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Boom.